Daryl's already angry. It's okay.
He's so bloody angry planning his Asian trip. Damn it. So yes, welcome to an original OP GM Blackened Earth chapter, Black Cog Down. And if any of our lovely viewers want to play it, read it themselves, check the link in the description. You can find it all written up all nice.
How much does it cost?
Diddly squat.
Incorrect. It costs 1 view.
And a thumbs up. An up thumb.
There we go.
That is right. And a subscribe if not already. What else? Yeah.
Wasn't it a bit risky? Because theoretically, couldn't we have found it and just read the whole adventure ahead of time?
I haven't posted it live yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've shared it on the Soulbound Discord.
Not that.
So no, none of you are on. So.
Haha! I am actually.
No, you're not.
94.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna test you.
I'm in every Discord under a different name in each case.
If I know you're too busy to use any, so.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So, Milo's clearly. Oh, hello.
There we go, a little bit of that.
It's
Getting a bit warm in here.
It's Thingy Hayes. Josh Hayes. No, it's back now.
That's better.
Josh Hayes or Arbiter Ian? Or somewhere in between. You know those guys? No.
Somewhere in between.
Right. So you've come back to Greywater after the events of Holfast Bridge. The harrowing events at Holfast Bridge. And a day or so passes. The city is in kind of a bigger panic mode than it was even previously, as war is almost guaranteed now. The city is put upon a war footing, and you're expecting a summons from the council any day now to report back on what happened, what your involvement was, and also what's going to happen next. But instead of that, you receive a note from Gublen Coldrock from his private office. He asks if you can meet with him urgently on urgent business right away on some mutually profitable business.
All right then. Well, I'm in.
This is the great thing about writing it myself. I can just be like, what will get the party to do the quest?
Always down for a bit of change.
You got it right. Because I'm looking forward personally to mountain of Urgot.
You keep your hands off it.
Oh, I make good money. Find it a nice shiny new home.
But you can't tell what's Urgold.
I can literally detect Urgold.
Yeah. Sichuan can, but Vargi can't.
That's not a problem. We just take all the gold.
It's alright. I'll let you know what's gold and Urgold. I won't lead you astray. Don't you worry.
I have complete faith in you.
The one that I'm hammering into my skin is not Urgold.
No, that's not real. No.
This one's just for fun.
I like the pain.
I have a question. Who's playing Gouge Because I did it last time, and it was. I'm not a fan of playing two characters at once.
Yeah, we can leave. I don't even know if Daryl's going to be able to make any more sessions, to be honest. But we can.
Sad the way Gougethorn ended up on that pyre.
The Lamentary.
We can say
Carried away by the river.
We can say he's with us. He's with us for now.
Dreadbark would have made directly for Anastasia's grove as soon as they got back to the city, and just probably just kind of like sat down or like knelt down and then just not moved all responded to anyone saying anything to him.
Okay.
When the note comes from Coldrock, I think you have to go and meet him without Dreadbark. Dreadbark is literally like, I haven't thought about like whether he should roll anything to get out of it, but he's just like, he's still at the battle, watching burnt oaks, not burnt oaks, charred yews, eyes go red, and feeling the spirit song go red and angry.
Yeah.
And it kind of broke his heart, and he's not really functioning.
Okay. So maybe just Vargi and Sichuan and Klaus go to meet Gublen. You find him in his grand office in the Great Axle, and as you enter his office, he is staring out across the skyline of grey water and out beyond into the Ghoul Mere, betwixt the big cannons known as the Hands. And he says, "Oh, by Grugny's beard, you've come. I have a delicate situation on my hands, and before we get dragged into meeting after meeting regarding the events at Holfast, I was hoping you'd do this all towards in a routine exchange of service for goods. How does that sound?"
Well, I've got to say, at face value, that sounds absolutely fantastic. But I will need to know just a few more details, and I will also be keen to know how it can possibly make this whole situation that we find ourselves a wee bit better. You know, there are some quite pressing matters at hand.
Yeah, more specifically, what the goods are for the services. They're quite important factors before we agree.
That was simply me laying the foundation of the proposition. I shall dispense with the details forthwith. And then he gestures out like beyond the city. And he says, "You see, I had a shipment of very important material coming from Hammerhal Gairan, sent by my own cousin via air frigate, the Black Cog. It was carrying our latest developments in technology that could end this war before it even begins. But unfortunately, it was brought down into the Ghoul Mere. Grogny's backside knows only how." The Master Dwarden approaches the party, trying to maintain his authoritarian composure, but hints of desperation leak through his eyes. "Please, go out and retrieve what I need. It should only be a crate or two. Whatever else survives, you can keep as payment."
That seems like a pretty reasonable proposition. I can't help but notice that this situation seems to have you more than a little uncomfortable.
He says,
The loss of goods and wealth, of course, which I appreciate on a level which perhaps these others can't quite understand.
Yeah, he says, I after the events of Holfast Bridge that happened only recently, then I was relying on this certain technology to come yesterday from Hammerhal. I believe my cousin has been able to perfect it where I could not, and I believe that this will help stop the war from breaking out. But of course, the sooner I get it, the better.
Any clues to what kind of materials might have been on board, or the ship itself might have been made of? Someone might want to scrap it for goods. I don't know.
And he says, of course, yes. I cannot speak for the I cannot speak for the status or the condition that the rest of the goods would find themselves in after the crash. But as Vargi will know, that valued goods are stored very securely aboard the frigate. If anything were to survive, it would be the transported goods. But I suppose the other things will be much needed material that we cannot have within the city at this time because of the cutting off of the one road. So probably war supplies and material for creating valuable weapons. Perhaps even a relic or two donated by the good people of Hammerhal for our war effort.
Vargi noticeably perks up at the mention of the word relic. And says there. So, just one final question. Actually, there might be a few final questions, Lord. Firstly, is there anything that we will require to access the goods on the ship, and can you provide it? I wouldn't want to get there and find that there's a bunch of lockboxes to get into, for our payment, you see.
He says, well, that's the good thing about this little contract for you is you'll hardly have to do any of the heavy lifting. I've managed to commandeer a steam tank from the Ironworld Arsenal that obviously with the closure of the one road we cannot actually ship out any of these war machines, so we can just use them for now for our own reasons. You shall make sure that you'll be able to carry as many crates as you can. But in terms of locks, I believe that should not be a problem for an Endrinmaster such as yourself.
Oh, you flatter me. Please, continue. I'm only joking. Now, you actually raised the final question I had. The contract. Might I just inspect that? I've presumably already prepared.
Yes, he definitely has. He hands over a very standard exchange of a payment for services contract, and it states that you must deliver this crate to Gublen Coldrock, and it'll have like an identification number or whatever. And then it says kind of like scrapper's license to any finders keepers basically on anything else.
But Vargi will spend as much time as needed as to fully interpret the contract and search it at length, potential loopholes and other such Dwarden tricks.
Maybe roll me a test then. Maybe a
really scrutinizing that bad boy. Pull up a contract on that bad boy. You're really looking at the contract.
It's like when you get a contract for your new house, right? At some point you really try and read it. You're like, I'm really going to take this in, and you usually don't. But you're not a Dwarden.
Yes.
How about I could take Guile or Intuition. They both seem no Guile's a bit.
Yeah, Intuition, I'd say.
Yeah, either. Right, target DN.
Yeah, just a full one, I think. Well, you are really reading that contract. Yeah, you don't find any loopholes. Or maybe I can give you a little reward for this, actually. Oh, you know what? I need to grab up something. One of my favourite tips for writing a role-playing adventure, if any of you do this in the future, is just write a list of like 10 facts or secrets about the adventure that the players will never know unless they do something quite well, and then you can like drop feed these little useful puzzle pieces.
Feed me.
I will feed. I would feed you a little bird seed of information.
Repulsive.
So
only if your mum bird feeds him. It's regular feed, not.
So you do see very one trace you see in this document in an arbitrary section where it refers to the the parties, yourself being one of the parties. Hereunder mentioned to be called parties, those who are going on the mission to retrieve the goods, blah blah blah. And you notice with your 5 successes that it's open to interpretation that this could mean that there are more than one party who could be searching for this.
Vargi want to do anything with that information? No, probably not. Wouldn't want to tip him off.
Mr. Coldrock, I find that you've still not been told much about what the actual load of the ship was, the materials, or anything at all. We don't seem to know much more than we started, really. Could you please, my fellow Dwarven brethren, please elucidate us on exactly what we're looking at here, so we know, what kind of interest might be there from other creatures nearby. Anything might attract any nearby monsters or anything.
He says, well, I mean, of course, the Ghoul Mere is a dangerous place, but you've been out there 2 or 3 times, and now you can handle yourself. That's why I'm trusting you with this mission. I'm also letting you borrow a steam tank, which I don't think anything dwelling in the Ghoul Mere could penetrate the eye of one of those.
Except we saw a ruined one, like the other day, in the Ghoul Mere.
That was a...
Well, I just...
steam tank.
It probably ran out of fuel and then just got bogged down.
Mechanical fault, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It could have run out of fuel, happened all the time with the Germans.
It got bogged down in a bog.
Yeah.
Any number of possibilities.
Well, that was probably part of like one of the big wars with the Skaven or something.
Yeah, maybe.
They're all gone now.
Maybe it was a driverless bug fort and the AI made it crash.
Yeah.
Skaven an old wives' tale, everyone knows that.
Well, I must say, I will be happy to sign this contract, Lord.
Yeah, no problems here. Sounds like a jolly good time and can't.
For the good of the city, of course.
Yes.
Oh yes, Greywater will not be bowed this day or any day where I still draw breath, and I call it my home.
A noble sentiment, I'm sure we can all. Anyway, enough sentimentality. What is this tank?
Okay, so he tells you to head to one of the city gates. Now you have your mission, last chance saloon for any short-term goals to do. Drop them in the chat if you have any.
I'll send you one, Ollie.
I will send you, Bill.
You could go. I'll say last chance. Probably got a few minutes.
We're out of earshot of Goldmane, right?
Yes.
Right, fellas. So I actually I've just run away from Hammerhall not too long ago. So I was kind of trying to lie low for a bit, but at least I can show you around.
I know you're not going to Hammerhall.
Oh, just outside.
Well, I guess it's like
on the way.
I think the ship was almost at Greywater, but
Right. Okay.
yeah. But yeah, Hammerhall's like there's a few different Hammerhalls in different realms. I think when the Stormcast went out and took on all the chaos at the end of the Age of Chaos, the first cities they started, they all called them Hammerhall. There's like a Hammerhall Gairan, a Hammerhall Akshi, a Hammerhall.
You have to call it New Hammerhall to.
No. just do what Alexander the Great did. Just like make Alexandrias everywhere, and like their official name, each one of them is just called Alexandria. But because that makes no fucking sense, everyone ends up calling them Alexandria in Egypt, Alexandria in whatever.
I've seen that meme where it's like a picture of how much he conquered, and he's like, I don't know why he was crying, mate. There's loads left. Bloody loads left, mate. Right. So, as you reach the designated city gate, you behold a Ironworld Arsenal steam tank blocking the main thoroughfare of the gate. And as you approach, you see a Duardin with a short, jet black beard, betraying his relatively young age, using oversized tools to replace a panel of metal to the vehicle, steam erupting from it. A squad of greycaps stands menacingly and glare at him, whilst their corporal yells, "Move this piece of junk right now, otherwise we'll shove you into your own steam engine." The young Duardin shrugs as he stammers an excuse, gesturing helplessly at the tank as if the issue would be obvious.
Is the issue obvious?
I mean, you've only just arrived.
Well, is it obvious?
No.
Okay. 2 Vargis trained.
So, you can give me a 5-1 crafting test to see if you can spot what the issue is. And if you keep doing like 4, 5 successes on everything, I'll have to think about increasing these.
Well, that was an abhorrent roll, but with 2
Yes.
focus points, still 2 successes.
You're all good.
That's a bloody say it, didn't you?
So you did. So you do, after standing there for maybe 20-30 seconds, you sort of spot what the issue is that this Duardin is trying to fix, and clearly it's something to do with the engine. By the way that the steam is kind of pouring out of the place where it probably shouldn't. And the guards continue to kind of berate this young Duardin. What do you do?
Stride over with a winning smile on, and then remember that Vargi is actually wearing his full face helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And stop and sort of like presses whatever little clasps and buttons he's got, and there's a little puff of steam. Hello, friends! Can't help but see you're having a little trouble here with the old steam tank. Good old Ungi engineering. Suppose I could possibly lend a hand.
Oh, I'll help you as well there, Vargi, don't worry. Backs him up with very little.
Interesting in engineering and crafting. Klaus is just going to watch from behind Vargi.
Noticing
professional
that Klaus is approaching, he turns around and shoots Klaus a withering look and says, quietly, "You try and turn any of this to gold. You know what's going to happen."
Gold steam.
Klaus goes to say something and then holds himself and then closes his mouth.
And then, like, the winning smile returns and he goes back to the party. Friends!
Speaking of which, I cast Detect Urgold on the vehicle.
You don't sense any.
There's not treasure already in the car.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the fucking
You've gotta go and get the treasure now.
the other thing had the Urgold like emblazoned at the side of it, so it's It's not about being treasure. It's more as
What did?
the
Hogfort.
thing. Cogfort, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably worth putting runes of protection on. These things are kind of churned out en masse.
Well, now we know. We didn't know before. Now we know.
Yeah.
Now we know.
These are, you're not quite your T34 level of mass production. Still, you know, quite a rare beast. Probably a Panther Mark II kind of, you know, rarity.
Nerd!
Back to the world of tanks, for fuck's sake.
The Mark II.
Take your fucking T-34s and your Sherman Fireflies and get out of here.
Look, you should go to the tank museum. You're well close to it.
Yeah, go down Bovington, mate. It's a good day out.
I think I have been to Boston before.
Yeah.
Go down Bovington.
Go to Tank
Go down
Fest.
Bob's.
Go
Go down
Tank
Bob's
Fest.
weekend.
Go Tiger Day.
Nah, I went Bob's last weekend, mate. A few tins
Tiger Day.
behind the fucking Matilda. Great times.
Tiger Day's sick.
Yeah, what did we go Tank Fest or Tiger Day? I can't remember.
We met Jingles.
We met Jingles, yeah, that's fun.
Milo, you're silent for some reason. I don't know why.
I think he's audible, but cut out.
Oh?
Hello.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
I really want to go to tank. That's all.
Yeah.
We're actually looking.
Nice.
Does that mean TSMT is working on a tank game? And if so, tell me about it.
Just going to be
I'll
in Worms,
say
isn't it?
and no.
Just going to be a bloody Worms tank, isn't it?
Get a big
He
worm
calls some
tank.
shit like super tank.
The next evolution of worms.
They're in tanks. They're in tank. Worms.
Anyway, so Vargi, you're trying to help Suadin repair the tank, are you?
Certain.
Are you getting your hands dirty, or are you kind of just backseat crafting?
No, he likes getting in there. He's not above it.
All right.
A bit short.
He removes from his backpack of many things. Almost seems like rather like a bag of holding at this point. A set of sort of Dwarden multi-tool type equipment. You know, the Swiss Army knife of the traveling crafter, which he probably has. Come on, you know.
Yeah.
Not just a wrench, is it?
Rolled by his ears.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Control.
They actually have
Yeah.
little
Link clicks a rune and
they have little steam animatronic helpers, don't they? Corajons.
they do, and they're called. It's called a cogmunculus.
That's the one.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Yes, it is, and I
Get
kind of want one.
Out of town.
Yeah. Nice.
I don't approve.
Yeah, in the book I read, the Cogmunculus saved the Endrinmaster from the exploding engine bay. Ugh.
Everyone.
Insert cog into another word.
Black
So,
Cog there.
I'll get a stomach if you don't shut your mouth.
Right, so these grey caps start yelling at you now, Vargi. Get this thing out of the way. Because you're blocking the gate. And don't you know there's a war on? Don't you know about Putin? You're aiding Putin.
Do they actually complain to him that don't I know there's a war on?
Yes, they do. Because they're the worst.
I think I'd know a little bit more about there being a war than you, sir.
Okay, roll me intimidation.
Hey.
Ooh,
You sure? Sure intimidation? That's unfortunate.
sounds like that's what you're trying to do.
Well, he's more just
Oh, don't retcon this shit.
No. He's really just being cantankerous, but I suppose follows.
I love cantankerous.
Great, it's great fun to say. Cantanker.
All right, let's intimidate this guy.
Yes.
Ian.
4-2.
Oh, so you say.
Yes.
But is it really 4-2?
Oh, it's close, but no cigar.
Venomous.
He's not intimidated by you, little cockband. This guy's had his Weetabix today. He's feeling like he wants to yell at people all day. That's his job. He says, I don't care how much you know. All I know is this heap of junk is blocking the road while important matters to do with the war effort happen to be taking place in and out of this gatehouse. So if you don't move this thing right now, and then he suddenly doubles over, gasping, and you see that the young Duardin has slammed one of his big Endrin spanners into his gut. And he kind of falls back like wheezing, and he's like leaning on his squad, and they kind of, Crab and Goyle kind of, come on, let's go, yeah, just leave him, not worth it.
Vargi turns to the Dward and says, by the brother gods, I couldn't have said it better myself. Oh, pleased to make your acquaintance, Vargi Norgrimsson.
Like wipes one of his gloves, shakes your hand, and he says, "Oh, nice to meet you. How do? My name's Tegan. I feel you're the ones who are going to be driving with us today."
We sure are. Please meet the rest of the merry band. Klaus, remember what we talked about?
Quite. Hello. Pleasure's mine.
He's like, "Ah, right, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. And you can tell that he's quite a shy young chap. He's definitely, Vargi, you probably have met a few Warden who are like these kind of engineering types who are obviously very much more comfortable with the machines than they are with other people. Which means they're great at their job, but not much else. So yeah, together you manage to fix the engine, and it roars to life with a big burst of steam. And he goes around an alleyway and brings up this big iron kind of trailer and attaches it to the back of the steam tank, and tells you that's where the any salvage stuff can fit. I imagine you've collected Dreadbark by now.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt anything, but I was going to say, like, for the purposes of not wasting any time, yeah, they came and picked him up on the way back, and he was distracted and evident, and didn't speak, but so vaguely nodded when they explained the mission that the party had been given, and kind of came along with.
Okay, yeah. So I think when Tegan sees you, his kind of eyes widen a little bit, just for like a second, and then he's back to normal, and he says, "Here, I think your big tree fella might struggle to fit inside Beetle, but perhaps you can ride on the trailer for now, on the way there at least."
Dreadbark sort of slowly looks at there's a trailer hooked up to the back of the tank, is there?
Mm-hmm.
I heard you talking about a place. I heard you explain that there was a place on the tank where we could put the loot. I didn't hear the word trailer, but now I get it. Dreadbark will slowly look at the trailer and look back at him, and just sort of incline his head slightly, and then trudge off towards it.
Okay. So, you all must now pick a assigned role in the vehicle.
Yes.
Hey,
Eli.
Oh, I need to Steam and deal. No, okay, fine.
Who's going to be on the grappling hook this time? Oh, no, it was a harpoon gun, wasn't it?
So, Tegan can take any position you want him to. He's effectively a cogsmith, so he's got good. He can pretty much do anything. In terms of,
do we have a cannon?
yes, so I was going to go over the.
I'll take the loading roll and I'll infuse our shells with magic.
So the three main roles that you definitely need to fill are driver, mechanic, and weapons operator. There are 2 weapons. You've got the main cannon, and you've also got another gun.
Yep, I can hear you again. Sorry, I was distracted by Mikey and missed that.
There's the driver, mechanic, and 2 weapon operators. Big gun and another gun.
Yep.
Dreadbark will operate the small gun, if that is practicable.
Is that going to be relying on ballistic skill, I imagine?
So,
Indeed. I suppose so. Although if Dreadbark's in the trailer, can he do any of those roles?
no.
You
So
can
weapons operator. I don't believe it is ballistic skill. Oh wait, no, it is. Uses your own accuracy and body, ballistic skill for the attack. Driving is reflexes when you have to do any tests for it, such as evasive maneuvers or doing other things, or like when you ram stuff. Mechanic is obviously crafting to repair it, and then you can help. So Klaus can be a loader if he wants, and that will actually mean that you don't need to spend an action to load the big cannon. Nice. And it also has weapon like slits as well, so you can also fire weapons or shoot spells out of the tank as well. And yeah, that's it. So we've got.
I can
No,
hear
we
you.
You're just quiet. Maybe Ollie can, I don't know.
We can.
I can't hear
We
you.
can hear you.
There is not a spot for a spotter because we have 4 roles to fill, and one of our 4 characters can't do one of them. So, like, you're gonna have to take one of the roles on offer, I think. I'm gonna guess not.
No,
Ollie,
that's what I think is the
Ollie,
point.
Mikey's talking to you.
I think
but
he
you
muted
can't
me
hear
because I was clattering.
Oh yes, I can hear you now. I've
There we
unmuted
go.
you.
There we go. That's right.
Huzzah!
That's been 5 minutes of
Ah, you
difficulty.
solved the encounter, gang.
Whee!
Well, stop clanking plates on my stream.
I've told Alison to stop. Yes.
The one will Mikey.
Vargi will opt for a gunner seat. Suggest that. What was his name again?
Tegan.
Breen. Tegan, not Breen. That's right.
Dominic.
Take the engineer seat. But should there be any
Serious engineering.
any serious problems, that he should give him a little tap on the helmet, and then they'll do that sort of in tank shimmying around.
Oh yes. All right, cool.
I just drop a note in, by the way. Just a bit meta. I spent I leveled up to be a bit more of a medic, so if we do take any injuries, try and stem the flow of blood.
Sick.
Won't die.
Or bark. Them the sap.
The sap flow.
Yes.
Ugh. Well, your sap flow.
So whilst you're all sort of getting settled in and practicing the controls, getting used to the ins and outs of Beetle the steam tank, a discreet but quite well dressed looking.
I never chose a role. Sorry.
Oh God, it's Sichuan. You choose a role, mate.
Which was the spot that you mentioned that could see out of and our spells? Was that already taken, or were there any more that have visibility outside?
I actually don't think we've got a driver.
Then I'll drive. I imagine. I don't know this crazy world and all of its laws and rules, but I think a driver will be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like 5 minutes before a whisked away on a tornado.
Yeah, exactly. I will drive.
I mean, you can let Tegan drive, and then
No, I'm
you
driving
can-
because I assume that
you
means
can
you can
sit
see
on
out
the
of it,
top.
so- Alright, I'll sit on top.
Okay. If you sit on top, you have to roll a
I'll drive.
fortitude test.
Oh no, I've got good fortitude, so I will.
Okay, good. Then you can
Yes, that's right.
sit next to the smokestacks. It's fine.
Great.
I think aiming will be tricky, but
Yeah.
yes.
All right. Yeah. So you receive
Although they were named
sort of a discreet but well dressed person approaches you. I think who's the most inconspicuous person in the party, but I don't know if anyone is. Maybe it's Vargi. Sorry, maybe it's Klaus. I mean,
Sorry, say again.
I mean, I wasn't agreeing with you, but I was going to be like, yeah, sure, I'll yeah, if you want, I'll take it.
yeah. Yeah, I think Klaus. There's kind of someone sort of discreetly hands you a letter, and says, "I believe my master wishes for you to read this before you leave the city."
Very well. I'll take it and run along.
He does. He runs along. Inside, you find a letter from Onderan. Onderan, forgotten his surname.
Bonduran.
Onderan
Ignatia.
Bonduran.
Duran.
Mm-hmm.
Where? Oh, I wrote it down somewhere. Oh well.
You wrote it down in the chat too.
Yeah, I can't find it. But
Emblin.
Onderan Emblin. So he's writing a letter, letting you know first that he's safe at home after you rescued him from Halfast Bridge. But word has reached him of your sort of contract with Coldrock to go and salvage the Black Cog and to find Gulben's delivery. He strongly requests that, if possible, can you keep an eye out for any evidence of foul play amongst the wreckage. And you can see that he is careful with his wording not to name names on paper, but he finds it all very suspicious, and this mysterious weapon that Gulben is so determined to get could be worth looking into. And he finishes by saying that if you also seek peace and not total war with the Sylvaneth, perhaps any weapons that you do find should be left to sink into the Mere.
Noted.
Noted.
Oh, anticipating the conflict.
So, without delay, set out in the steam tank.
As the tank sets out, Vargi adjusts a couple of dials on his helmet. Out of his ether blasters, starts blasting something. Sounds very similar to Thunderstruck by ACD.
Fucking
Oh.
got some.
Oh, and I can
God
actually
damn it.
use
I was
my.
gonna say Fortunate Son or something. Get the boombox out.
Sichuan just
I mean,
inhales some.
that would
some
work too.
smokestack.
Thunderstruck's a bit more Vargi's vibe. Oh my god, why don't I have a thunder gun yet?
Flight of the Valkyries.
Is that like one of those artillery pieces?
Yes, and I might scrap my previous weapon idea in favour of something that shoots lightning.
That was last
I had a whole
campaign.
campaign of that.
Yeah. So, Sichuan, roll me a 5-1 fortitude test.
Oh, here
You
we
breathe
go.
in the fumes. The
All
lovely fumes.
straight next time. Is the because it's it's kind of like a sacrifice with being up here. I feel like I wonder what my gains will be. But anyway, it's fine. I'm gonna pass.
Good
Yeah,
gains
buddy.
is sick
No,
RP, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm just wondering what the. It's got to be some kind of like benefit. But anyway, I'm looking forward.
Benefits, sick
yes.
RP, bro.
No one else is doing sick RP. They're just hanging out. Well, actually, they got
Whoa.
Thunderstruck.
That's because everybody else is here
Wow.
playing
I mean,
Midnight Suns, and you're role playing, bro.
What's the opposite of inspiration, and can we give it to Mikey?
Commiseration. I meant in this moment. Anyway, shut up. Right, fortitude. What was it? What was it? 4-1?
5-1.
Oh, trying to catch up.
I'll catch ya.
Hey,
Hey.
told you.
Iron stomach, Sichuan.
That's it. That's it.
You're happily chomping on your beef sandwich to go, and breathing in that sweet, sweet steam. Yeah, go on, Klausy.
Just preemptively, could I use my gift of Shaman on the shells and the ammunition for the steam tank?
Yes.
And then just be like channeling that on the go while we're moving.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long it lasts, but we can say that you're kind of keeping it wobbing.
Take a few, take an hour or so just to really wub all the shells and
Yeah.
ammo.
Yeah. Nice. Well, we got one. I mean, you don't need to roll it because you'll be doing it over hours. So.
True. I've had plenty of experience by now.
Yeah.
Hours of women.
What
What even is wub from?
I assume it's something to do with like the.
When
High five.
well, when Day 9 played Small World, it was the vampires.
Yeah, but I feel like it's from something else, but I don't know what it is.
Age of Empires.
That's Wallalo.
Yeah, that's
true.
what I know. Happy days.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, so you're happily rumbling along. What's left of the one road for Egan turns the tracks, and you splosh into the Ghoul Mere, and off you go. And you notice as you go down the one road for the first time that there are no ghost lights left anymore. Whereas before there was a smattering. Now they've completely deserted the one road. And as you go along, you see like the odd undead who doesn't bother you at all. You know, the steam tank happily churns through them. Every now and again, it gets a bit stuck, but Tegan knows a few tricks. He's been green laning before. He gives it a bit of welly, jiggles the tracks about, and then he's fine again. So at this juncture, this might be the first time the party's all been together and had time to kill since the events of Holdfast Bridge. We know how it affected Dreadbark. How's everyone else feeling about this impending war? Have
A shout down the smokestack.
What is it?
What?
I said it's not looking good, is it?
We have like a little window port we could open. Stick your head out.
You can
What
probably
was
have
that?
yeah, you can probably have the hatch open.
I said.
All a
That
bit trouble.
made?
It's all a bit. It's all a bit troubling, isn't it? It's especially looking at the devastation on this road here. I never thought it would get so bad. Never thought it would go so wrong.
Yeah. I mean, does the party did the events at Holdfast change their perception on what could be the way forward? Or what happened to Chardew? Do they feel like you're going to throw all your eggs into the grey water fastness basket to try and overwhelming force this thing? Or do you still think there's some sort of middle in between, between the two factions?
Well, there's. I mean, it says two factions, but there's kind of a third faction, right? Because obviously there's these people who took it too far.
Exactly.
That thing, right? Because there's
Yeah.
the general populace very fastest that might obviously building and all that stuff, not want to think about that. And then there's the Sylvaneth, but there's obviously agitators within. So it's, I don't know, there's an option to help root them out or some kind of find out how they're all factioned. Is there some kind of leader of that? That'd be more my kind of thing. A peaceful resolution can't be made until the agitators are kind of quelled. Would be the logical conclusion to think about.
Yeah.
Vargi would be very, very conflicted about this whole thing, I think, because he's very much been on the grey water, not very much, but somewhat on Team Grey Water, because that's very much
naturally
half and home to him. While wanting to find a sort of, let's say, a Dwarden resolution where everyone wins, but hopefully we win a bit more. And I think that would have shifted substantially. And probably, especially, I think he'd probably be suspicious that, certainly of Goldmane, but that he might not do something so stupid. So, probably started to point fingers at the humans of Greywater. And
Vargi's a racist.
yeah, and I think definitely the horror of seeing everything come to such calamity, I think would definitely affect his carefree approach to solving problems with his big gun.
Yeah.
He says as he's sitting, probably thoughtfully behind a big cannon, kind of hoping that he doesn't have to point at any more Sylvaneth.
Are we the baddies? Yeah, I think as well.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think as well it must be because you were trying to make a deal almost like it was business.
Yes.
Both sides surely know that they're better off at peace. So why on earth would they want this war? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Just an overwhelming sense of frustration.
Yeah.
Without seeing that there's a clear path, I think that would be quite troubling.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Klaus? Is he? How you feeling in terms of the mission itself? How are you feeling about delivering these weapons to Gulben? Do you think that's the right thing?
Well, I think at this point, after that shit kicked off, it's kind of like, Klaus was back in the Greywater Boys before, and he was still, and then you can see that clearly it's just a group of shitters, the loud minority causing issues. We nearly had that peace, and it was like the shitters,
Yeah.
the shitters of humanity who kind of threw it all away. Immense frustration with that, and it just seems like the only outcome for this world is total war, really.
Mm.
And it's Klaus is just kind of coming to terms with that.
Yeah.
We obviously would rather peace, and then that aim, a job's a job, and these weapons are going to fall in someone's hands. Let's try and put them in the hands of who's going to use them best. To inflict the most casualties on our enemies, solve this war that way.
It does raise some quandary something, because what if they're being used against the Sylvaneth in that war effort? Surely conflicting both our Soulbound party of Sylvaneths and also just generally our want to not see any more death and destruction.
Yeah. I mean, there's always, turn it to gold and put it in the volcano.
I think at this point we're too far gone, right? Like, we've got like warring factions on every side. If once the Sylvaneth got that piece, we've got the Skaven to worry about.
Yeah, but
so we need all the weapons we can get ready for that, right?
Sure. Assuming you're automatically on the side of Greywater fastness against all comers under its current management, which we have reason to believe is corrupt in some way or shape or form.
It's definitely worth considering examining what we find before handing it straight over. There might be weapons that are like designed for a Sylvaneth to hold, like nice little tree bark finger holds. You never know. You know what I mean?
Or I don't know,
wooden rotor cannon.
Yes.
or I don't know,
dwarves.
a
Splinter
poison.
Cannon.
Or an atomized poison designed specifically to kill entire races of Sylvaneth.
Well, exactly.
I don't know where we might have seen one of those before.
Yeah.
Those Sylvaneth always getting treated right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad to be putting that behind us for the time being and distracting ourselves with this little mission.
Good to get away.
Yeah.
Nice holiday, isn't it? Nice holiday.
Stag.
Ghoul Mere retreat.
Yeah.
Probably cheaper than Windermere.
Are there pubs in the Ghoul Mere?
Let's.
But there are pubs along the canalways of Great Britain. Get ourselves an Irish captain to drive it to the pubs. Apparently it takes like a week to get from Leeds to Liverpool. It's like 2 hours in the car.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Lads, holiday on the river, anyone?
Yeah, how long does it take for you to sail up from Bristol?
On the Thames, a long time.
No, you just get out. You go out, and then you come in at Liverpool, and you go up the river, up the canal to Manchester.
In the moment that I made that joke, I forgot that you both live in Manchester, not London. Which is a rather silly thing to forget, given that you've both not lived in London for about 9 years or something now. So.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
You talk a lot about food, as if we do live in London. That can be mistaken.
I mean, they have food in Manchester, right?
No,
not just food. You have gales.
Yes, presumably.
Yeah, they got gales now. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, another tangent, but I saw that. I can't remember if it was Eat Manchester or Secret Manchester Instagram account, but they did another one of those like, oh, I heard about this place, so I had to go down and check it out. And it was like it was a chip butty burrito.
Oh yeah.
But it was also like a fish and chip burrito.
What?
I really want it. It's only around the corner from here.
It's like like
carbs and carbs.
Fine.
What do you mean? Why? I'll send you a link to it. You're gonna want it. You're gonna stop asking silly questions like why and start asking smarter questions like when.
Where?
Yeah. Do you like chip butties?
I'm not gonna take. This is not the hill I'm gonna fight Milo on. Bizarre, like novelty fast food items. You've got me beat. It's just too much more your home turf.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
I'd definitely be all in if I also lived in central Manchester as well, because it's like everything's like a 10-minute walk, but I would definitely be doing what Milo's doing right now.
Aggressively. everywhere.
Yeah, chasing every lead.
Have you tried that? There's a souvlaki stand in one of the squares.
Oh, in the
Pop-up one.
Dean's Gate, yeah.
Yeah. I walked past it a few times. Never tried it. Is that any good?
I haven't been there. I haven't tried there.
I was surprised with the amount of Greek souvlaki places in Manchester.
I learned that's where the only honest burger is. Manchester is Dean's Gate, so I might go there if I'm around.
I'll see you there.
Yeah. Anyway, sidetrack over.
Sorry, viewers.
Sorry, viewers.
This episode sponsored by
Manchester.
Andy Burnham.
Yes.
Big Manchester.
I was going to say get Andy Burnham on the line. These trains are rubbish. He sounds Brummy there. I don't know what that was. Yes. So, is the party in line with sort of the plan by the time they get to the crash site? I mean, as Sichuan said about at least investigating what the weapons are before deciding on what to do with them.
I think that was a really smart idea, Sichuan.
Yes. Vargi even suggests to the party that should we determine they're not suitable, we don't feel that it is the right thing to give these facts to Goldmane. He knows another way, another place they could go that would perhaps be in safer hands.
Yeah, so do I. Yes. Got a few bars somewhere, I'm sure.
Safer than that.
Did Vargi not share Duran's letter with the rest of the party then?
Vargi did not read the letter. Or it was Klaus. He did not read the letter, for he does not care.
For he cannot read.
Let us simply toss it away, discarded it.
Read it and then he ate it. Okay.
Roll me a full 1 intuition check, Vargi.
I don't mind if I do.
What position were you at? Main gunner.
Main gunner indeed. In fact, that's what they call him. Down the pub.
There's no pubs in the Ghoul Mere.
Wow, just gotta get all these ones out of the way. Yeah. Now.
Trip 1. So when you and the rest of the party are discussing what you're doing, you notice that Tegan, as he's driving, seems to act even more awkward than usual when you mention Goldmane by name. And he's kind of like glancing at you as you talk about him. And you've noticed that. I don't know if you want to...
Hey, Tegan. How do you feel about Goldmane?
Fucking suave. Absolute.
What's the DN?
4-1. If you want to intuit it as well.
Oh, I was gonna
Oh, yeah, nice.
put a training in it.
Yeah. You got the same score, but you got a nice blue band and not a horrible red one. Yeah, as you say that, he's like...
Put points in that.
he sort of turns around and says, "Oh, what do you mean? I barely know him. He's like a famous steam lord of the city, isn't he, or something? I don't know." And you can tell he's just...
Yeah, do you like him? Do you not like him?
He says, I think what he's doing, driving this war forward, it's not right. I think he's going about it the wrong way, but when that's the reason why we don't get on. I mean, it's the reason why I don't like him.
Get on, did you say? Ah, interesting.
He says, like, yeah, unfortunately, Gublen Coldrock is me da. My name's Tegan Coldrock.
A lovely man. He is.
How,
He's done a lot for this city.
how are we spelling Tegan?
Tegan's like, and he says,
Tegan.
as well, I do know him, you know.
There might be again.
Huh?
Mikey asked how to spell Tegan.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just responding to what Klaus said first.
I think my question was a hard one.
Well, now I feel like a dickhead. I'm really sorry.
I appreciate you standing up for me.
Excuse me, my wife asked a question.
Excuse me, I think we were next. I think you'll find we came a little bit before that couple on the other table.
And we only wanted 2 salads.
Such a Karen.
Is this from Summit, or is this just the character we all know?
It's just Alex is a massive character.
Yes. Me being a twat.
Biggest.
Recognizable thing.
Yeah, so Tegan says, that guy is, his public persona is one thing, but, you know, from what I know of him, we have our disagreements.
But,
Accent
Like
for
every
one.
father and son.
maybe. You know, if it's not too personal, you can tell me if it is too personal, lad, but, you know, I'm here for you, so... Anything you need to get off your chest, know that I'm here.
Roll me some guile.
I mean, listen, Tegan. We do have a long journey in this steam tank. It might, you know, get some weight off your shoulders by opening up to Vargi here.
Yeah.
A good listener.
Calming steam.
Just the one
Oh,
success there.
A troubled relationship with your father, eh? Why not tell all of your secrets to a complete stranger you just met? Who's working for your father?
What's going on down there? Anything interesting happening?
Well, look, that's reflected in his guile roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even make out what Sichuan's saying, so I'm just gonna jab the
What?
roof of the steam tank with my
No.
staff,
That's because it's a big tight tunnel.
or my rifle even.
I stamp in Morse code back to them.
Yeah. He says to Vargi, I think he says, it's not my place to be gabbing about what he gets up to in his own private matters, but I think all that business with the experiments and the weapons testing and doesn't sit right with me somehow, even if they were Skaven or whatever. I don't think that's the way to do business.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the weapons test.
Well, you've got a good heart. We'll see you through this mission, and maybe we'll go for a tankard after.
Just realised I've given you a red shirt to care about. Maybe I should pull a fury and make him die.
Oh no, Strahd just kicked him off a bridge.
They were just peasants.
For those peasants.
Some of them survived.
Vessel of the Dawnbreaker.
Ugh.
We digress.
Don't remind me about D&D. It's dumb.
We do not speak that name.
Pick that name, but that game where you play levels 3 to 11. But there's 20 for some reason. Dreadbark.
See?
As you sit happily on the trailer, maybe not happily, probably quite morose, watching Sichuan jump up and down on the roof of the steam tank.
It's not jumping, it's more like tap dancing.
Yeah,
Wow,
probably is actually.
somehow that's worse.
Yeah. You've gone from Wario to I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
Tap dancing man.
He does a lot of tap dancing.
An Irish tap dancer.
Man, the lesser known Nintendo character.
Yes.
you feel through the spirit song, as you venture into the Ghoul Mere, you feel that kind of on the edge of your senses, that sort of angry, red, warlike spirit song of the Sylvaneth within the Ghoul Mere and beyond, where you know them to dwell. And as you drive through the Ghoul Mere, you sense them coming closer, almost as if they are tracking you and tracking Beetle. Not necessarily wanting to attack, but obviously keeping an eye out on this presence, this Greywater presence out in the Ghoul Mere. You also sense the recognisable presence of Chardu amongst them. Within this sea of anger. You do sense still a conflict within Chardu himself.
There's good within him.
I know it, a bit
Knew it.
slow. So you can, if you wish, convey a sense of wanting to talk to Chardu, if you wish.
Conscious that we've got a rolling up in a big metal tank to talk to him.
But we're not heading towards them. They're tracking us.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's not. It's obviously not a war party. Like, they've got lots of Sylvaneth outside the walls, just having shouted, "It's war now! We're gonna kill you!"
Yeah.
Like, if we wanted to fight them, we could have gone and fought them. So there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
Dreadbark will send out as strong a pulse as possible in the Spirit Song of just very personal, intimate grief for the friend he briefly had in Chardu and then immediately felt lost, and hope that the core of that good version of him can be saved. A will for peace and reconciliation. See, that's what Sylvaneth can transmit through weird ether farts.
Yeah, exactly. You receive like a note of almost imperceptible acknowledgement, kind of like, received, almost like it's unnoticeable to anyone else in the spirit song. It's just kind of to you, and he sort of sends a note of caution and kind of apprehension as well back to you.
You can't, in the spirit song, negotiate. You can't have conversations. You can only send general senses of emotions and stuff. And so I can't. Dreadbark can't say, if you don't attack us, I won't tell them you're following us. But what he can do is send a feeling, like a desire for them not to engage.
Yeah.
A kind of indication: we are not coming. This is not a war party. Don't threaten you. Don't threaten us.
Yeah, you can sound like a we mean you no harm kind of.
A white flag.
Yeah.
Definitely not looking for weapons to arm the Greywater Fasters. Definitely not doing that.
You can go full
a pheromonal white flag.
Yeah, like full on Ross Kemp on gangs. I am unarmed.
What are you doing? Stick that in my face. You weren't going to use that. You weren't going to use it, were you? Chad Ross Kemp.
His off-menu interview was so good.
I'll need.
So, eventually, the smudged black line that you've been heading towards, cutting the horizon in two, becomes a full black plume of smoke, reaching out of the swampy landscape and into the sky above. As you finally reach the crash site, you see a deep impact crater, followed by a deep trough dug through the earth, already filling again with knee-deep oily muck. At the end of this trench is what's left of the Black Hog, lying on its side, rendered in half, and its aether engines leaking into the quagmire around it. Here the Ghoul Mere is filled with many hillocks, fretted with stone ruins, blocking your view of the surrounding area. This must have been an old fortification.
Wait, so what we found the Black Hog and there's a fortification near it, so.
Sorry?
We found Black Hog. Down,
Yes.
and there's a fortification near it.
So as you can kind of see on the map, there are like these hills, and you can see like these barely sort of standing up stone ruins. So,
So it's not like clear there's like any weapon that like shot it down. Or...
No, this is like a very old, like obliterated. This could have been like a forward outpost at some point. It's been completely obliterated.
Any zones? I like it when there's like 2 zones. That's kind of favorite.
Yeah, did you like half done the zones?
No, there's too many of them. And there's one enemy in each of them.
Yeah, well, this is say anything, but big tanks need big maps.
That's true. Wait, is that us or is it the Black Hog Down?
That's the steam tank.
Oh shit!
The Black Hog Down is this big ship that's in pieces.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's alright. So.
Oh, Vargi, you should have fixed your volley gun to the top of it. Like, fix it as a turret.
Oh,
in the icon.
Yeah.
Is that
Pintle mount volley gun. How imagine?
There I am on top.
Yeah.
And by the way, all those emblazoned things, that's definitely gold. By the way, so you know. So you're wrong.
You might have a bit of it in it, unknowingly.
Not unknowingly, I detected Urgold.
No, I mean unknowingly to the manufacturers.
Well, was there?
Well, you say that. You sense Urgold. You definitely sense Urgold within the Black Hog.
Oh, well, hello.
Oh.
I jump off the tank.
So this is how it works. So to search for a specific item within the Black Hog's wreckage, we'll take a 4-3 awareness test, reducing the complexity for every party member that helps. Players with a body score of 4 or more can carry a crate without issue.
Anyone?
A body score of 2 to 3 will mean that your speed is reduced 1 step. I think it's pretty much everyone. And if your body is a score of 1, I think, Klaus, you might have a body score of 1. Oh no, you upgraded it, didn't you?
I upgraded it, yeah.
Did some push-ups.
Dreadbark's body is 4.
Yeah, nice.
You can carry lots of shit.
Anyone with a body of 1 then, who I don't think anybody is, would be unable to lift the crate, but can help someone else. Yeah, so have at it. Salvage crew on Dave.
Alright.
Okay. Well, my awareness is banging. I've got observant.
I've got observant too. That was a passive awareness.
Yeah.
While you lot are searching,
Yeah.
Dreadbark will man the pintle-mounted gun and keep scanning around for any
Yep.
unwanted visitors.
Okay.
I put on my Urgold scuba diving suit, snorkel. I just leap off the top of the deck, Scrooge McDuck style, into what I assume is a big room full of Urgold. Big swimming pool full of Urgold. Correct?
No.
Well, I hop down on this. I'm gonna. Well, I detect Urgold. Actually, when I detect Urgold, it doesn't tell me. It doesn't like ping it like.
No. So I think you could probably reduce the complexity for sensing Urgold. You can give me a 4-2 awareness.
I have 1 training awareness.
Gonna get it and stuff it in his cheeks like a hamster.
No, I'm bloody not. Bugger.
Oh dear.
Wait, how do I have 3? Alright, 2 mine. Oh, soul I have. That was a terrible roll.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Was there any what's the word? The contents for a shipment. What do you call that?
Manifest.
Was there some sort of manifest involved in the contract?
No, you just have the identification number or rune or whatever of the crate that Goldmane wants.
So, Vargi has a talent that he's never used in all this time.
Mm.
Believe it or not, he has an eidetic memory.
Very good.
It's never come up, and I'm so glad that it could possibly be useful now.
Yep.
Do you think that that would assist him in the searching for said rate?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if you're
As
doing
he
it
can
on...
recall moments from memory with near perfection.
I think not even needing to retrieve the document on your person, you can find what you're looking for.
But, I mean, if he can visualize the number, it's going to be he's going to have an easier time looking for crates than being like, hang on, was it?
Yeah.
42
Yeah,
Sigmar AB.
It's probably like a Karajon QR code, right? That you have to
Basically,
look with your eyes, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really enjoyed Sigmar as a Warhammer phonetic alphabet.
Yeah.
On your toes as well. I like that a lot, Milo.
Thank you.
You get
Obliged.
my personal star.
So give me a 4-2 awareness test yourself, sir.
Alright.
Is anyone helping Vargi find the crate you're here for?
Yeah.
Okay, so make it a 4-1.
Ah.
Nice. So due to your eidetic memory and Vargi's assistance as well.
I've had that since day one.
Yeah, it's like my noble peer or whatever it was in Wang.
Don't you worry, I've got at least one other talent that we've never heard of. Keeping it in the back pocket for one day.
So you both find the crate itself. What do you do with it? Are you going to analyze it, or are you going to carry it to the trailer?
I think his curiosity would be too great. He would want to inspect it.
Okay. So, I will need a 4-8 extended crafting test. You can do 3 tests total. And the amount of successes you get will give you more information.
Wait to bollocks it up and blow up a fucking squad.
Can I support this?
I imagine you probably... Well, what is your crafting?
Has it got, well, 1 training?
How many dice do you have in your pool for it?
At 5.
How many do you have, Vargi?
5 as well, actually, but...
Oh, there you go then. So you can probably both, roll. And then you can...
Well, I meant, can I, like, help Vargi's roll?
No, so it's an extended test, which means that you're all doing the same thing at the same time.
But do they, like, they sum together?
Yes, so you need to basically get 8 successes overall
I-
from your
can I have
3
his dice?
tests. Huh?
Can I have his dice?
Take my dice.
I think because basically this is like the 2 minds working independently to sort of like both of your knowledge and expertise is helping you determine different things collectively, rather than
Yeah, that would make.
rather than one of you just helping the other to do one thing. So
Well, we're gonna use a cheeky little out of combat metal on this, aren't we?
Yeah, I think he's making it.
Is this a fucking joke?
get the same as Klaus.
No.
No,
You both got 3, right?
Vargi only gets 2.
Oh,
Oh, it's DM4. Yeah, you're right. Oh dear.
However,
oh dear.
so what we're on?
Wait, no, you get 3 successes there, right? Because you got 2 3s. Got 2 focus.
Oh,
points.
sorry, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
my
3.
mind. I was looking at the 5s. So we're on 6 of what was it? 8.
Yes.
Wanna-
You will still.
Vargi
Well,
puffs.
shall I give you? I'll give you the information piecemeal.
Feed it.
Yeah, as you go through the amount of successes. I mean, you're already up to 6, so you can have the first 2 bits. So, analysing this crate, and perhaps you've managed to break inside and take a peek. With 1 to 2 successes, you know that this is a highly experimental weapon of some kind. Done. Tick.
Nice.
We're past
Nice.
that bit.
This is a dangerous weapon, guys.
I mean, that wasn't guaranteed. He might have been bullshitting. It might have been something else.
Yeah.
It might have been a trap. Might have been a box full of rubber chickens.
Could have been a tarp. 3 to 6 successes. You know that the crate contains several bomb-like objects using material that looks alarmingly like warpstone.
Oh, this all sounds really great.
Right, so roll
And in
me
no way stolen from Skaven prisoners.
the last test. Who wants to do it? Vargi, going to redeem yourself?
Vargi brooks no discussion. His pride smarting.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Well, the good news.
Have you done that twice?
The good news is that it's enough.
Awful.
Bad news is that apparently all of his many years of learning about designing, crafting exotic and intricate weaponry, apparently even this is a real challenge.
Yeah, you really had to focus, literally.
Yeah.
Klaus even knows more about this, probably because you.
I'm just a journeyman alchemist, and yet somehow.
Yeah, but you also tinker with weapons a lot as well. Fine then. So I mean, luckily, 9 was the max that you could get. So, with 7 to 8 successes, you ascertain that this weapon is designed to explode in mid-air and spread a toxin across a wide area. And it smells good in the morning. And with a 9+ successes, perhaps, I don't know how you work this out, Klaus, maybe your expertise with alchemy and chemicals tells you that this weapon is designed to replicate the damage done to the Sylvaneth Grove that you discovered. And it is designed to basically cover Sylvaneth Groves in fast-acting toxic waste.
So I turn to Vargi, whispering so the others can't hear. So, if we were to take this apart ourselves, we'd learn a great deal. And, benefit from other ways, perhaps.
I can't believe that I'm about to say this. And don't worry, it's not I agree with you. It's that I don't believe this is knowledge that the world should have. The realm should have. This is a war crime, and it's not even been fired yet. We cannot allow this to fall into Coldrock hands. There will be no chance of peace, ever. The city will burn.
How's everything going in there?
Oh, it's all going great. Old Barkeep, the old pal. Nothing to see here. How's the trailer?
Oh, awful.
Coal on my bum.
Not to worry, mate. There's worse things in the world very presently, I believe.
All right. See you in a bit.
Klaus leans in to Vargi. Do you think Goblin will actually use it?
I don't think. He's a cold bastard.
I think you would suspect as well that even having this weapon would give Gublen all the
Political power.
Exactly, and all of the
He's the first one to have a nuke, basically.
Exactly. He could just threaten it against the Sylvaneth to stop them from doing anything, or he could go on the offensive. Either way, it tips the scales quite massively, even more so than they were before. To be honest.
I mean, the question is victory worth the fallout, right?
Yeah, that's the only ethical question here.
Wow. At the end of the
Is it
day,
worth the
if we're trying to
fallout?
survive,
That might be the question for you, Klaus. It's not for.
well, yeah. We'll discard it then.
Oh, we won't be leaving it just anywhere.
Yeah. What a volcano?
You have to turn it to gold first, otherwise it might explode.
Oh yeah. Stabilize the.
I know there's a pending genocide and all, but if they didn't extend the test, I have more time for another sense Ergon.
Yes, I think so.
Now, my sense Ergon is very interesting because I don't know. It seems weird because it says on the skill, if it's within short range, you know exactly where it is. But short range implies surely it's like within touching.
Short range would be within the zone, so
so I should be able to find.
I think you sort of pace up and down. And I think you do find a crate containing gold supplies, like Aether gold and
mix of golds,
and a mix of golds. And
Klaus will play love this as well. He will.
And you'll definitely sense some gold within there. So
I'll lob the whole crate back then.
Okay, what's your body?
Oh, it's so high. It's 2, so it's not enough.
Despite looking more muscly than anyone else in the party.
Pathetic.
It's all aesthetics muscles, isn't it?
It's all just runes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm lugging that back, unaware of the pending genocide.
All right, so your speed is slow, but you're doing that whilst they're analysing it, and then Vargi and Klaus, because you got more than 9 successes. You do find within the crate a note signed by a Gublen Coldrock to Gublen Coldrock.
I spelled his name wrong.
It's funny because it's like the Hobbit dwarfs.
We got Gulden,
Gulden. By fur bomber.
Golden Rumble.
Blumble.
Vargi, Tragi, and Balagi.
Oh, I'd like to meet Blumble.
Yeah, so you find this note, and it basically details in very kind of clinical language how his experiments on Sylvaneth prisoners have bared more fruit than Gulben's did, and that his discovery is that the key to the weapon is air dispersal, as a way of basically like targeting large areas, swathes of the forest, instead of having to like repeat what they did by accident and get tunnels and whatever. And using the warp stone as well was his idea, to use that as an explosive that was so powerful it could disperse over and sort of supercharge the toxin as well.
And this is
science.
Not our mate Coldrock. It's this Blackened Earth.
Yes.
What was his name again? Sorry.
We've got Gulben at home. Coldrock.
Gulben.
Guldren.
Goldren.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So you have the potentially incriminating evidence for Onderan. I imagine you store it in a secure location.
Just in my pocket, mate.
Yeah.
In my pocket.
What's Tegan been up this whole time?
He's just manning his station in the driver's seat.
I yell at him to help me with my crate of gold.
Yeah. So you've loaded the crate of gold. What are you doing with the Gulben's weapons then?
We affix it to the steam tank and threaten Greywater fastness. Play nice, make peace with the Sylvaneth, or I'll kill you all. How's that sound?
It's going to be really harmful to Sylvaneth, though, right?
Yeah.
Kill everyone.
To be fair, it'll probably be like toxic rain to them. Chemical rain, which they probably get already.
Vargi addresses the party. I think he explains that what they found. Klaus and Vargi were looking at it together before. But at the party, we obviously. There's no way that we can let this weapon fall into the hands of Coldrock. It would be the end of everything that we've been working for at Anvilgard. I have a way that we could take it from here so it can't be found, and also ensure that it can be safely stored or disposed. I have contacts that could transport this back to Barak Mornar, Shadowmark Repository, the only safe place that I can. Do you agree to this plan? It would mean breaking our contract. Something which I'm sure troubles me more than all of you.
How would you know it'd be kept safe?
Shadowmark Repository is the safest place for artifacts in all of the realms. Watched over by most senior overlords of the Barak.
And how do we know they won't be tempted by this weapon's power as well?
Well, I suppose we'll just have to trust them. I can vouch for them. More than I can for Coldrock. That's
Yeah, it's also
clear
nice.
intent.
There's hardly any Sylvaneth in the Shadow Realm as well. They don't much like it.
Yeah, they might actually have to use it to get rid of weeds.
Yeah, but also that place, no one can even find it, can they? Unless they're actually one of you lot.
No, it's a floating city that they at some point got pissed that everyone knew where it was. So they like moved it, and everyone's like, "How the fuck is that?" So yeah, it's like a secret Duardin city for the. I don't want to say shadiest. It's not really going to help my current case, but like a bit like.
Yeah.
Dreadbark, what say you?
An alternative might be to have Klaus simply turn these abominable weapons of mass murder, nay, mass genocide, into harmless lumps of gold. Right here, right now. And the only people who would lose out are your shadow friends, your archivists, who you say probably wouldn't want to use the anti-Sylvan F-bombs.
Well,
Tegan probably overheard you saying that.
I suppose there's another way we could.
I'm
fix it.
keeping him distracted with my crate.
Ah.
I mean, I didn't know.
We don't have to kill the poor boy now.
I didn't know that he was doing what you guys were up to. So
Let me let you in on another little bit of Barak Mornar trickery. Upon reading the contract at length, as you know that I did, I don't believe it said anything in there about delivering the goods in their existing chemical state. I believe it could be possible that we could fulfill our oath to the contract, get paid, and of course do the city a service. And it would be pretty good to see the look on your face, though, wouldn't it?
You could say that weapon would be worth its weight in gold.
I think it definitely did identify, like, you know, you are hereby.
Oh, come on, throw me a bone!
I will, but I'll say, like, it definitely would have said, you know, the item here under called the item, the one crate, and all sort of, you know, things within said crate. But it doesn't mean that you can't take out some important bit and hope that Gublen doesn't notice, because he's never going to have to fire it, hopefully.
Or, well, I mean, basically it's the same as taking out a mechanical bit, but Klaus could try and alchemically change the formula so that it's neutral.
But this is a thing as well, like,
Just
it's a very volatile warpstone-fueled compound, right? And it's a poisonous gas that I might have not even been experienced or, you know,
yeah,
practiced
and
with
that
myself.
sounds like Klaus would really want to mess with it, right?
Yeah, I mean...
And of course, you could hand over a volatile weapon of mass extermination to perhaps the most industrious and resource-laden guildmaster in the most weapon production facility in all the land, and they could quite possibly just figure it out.
I'm not saying we turn it over to him, but maybe there's a better choice. I'm not sure if giving it to the floating island full of rogues, giving them a super weapon is a great idea. That'd be unstoppable then, wouldn't they? Nobody could oppose
Don't want to
them.
be unstoppable. I want to lock it away for safekeeping.
Yeah, people change.
Yeah, it would fetch a high price.
Yeah, well, sometimes they change to gold, don't they, Klaus? Think on that.
They do, Vargi, they do.
Right.
Sometimes.
It seems like
fall off. Golden pass.
It seems like we're at a good old PC impasse.
How about we have a game of Boulder Shears Parchment?
Checkers.
at this point, have I had my time to deposit my crate? Am I able to come looking in there almost?
So you have had time to deposit your crate. So far, that's the only crate that you've deposited. The Goldmane crate is still inside the black cog.
Well, I return, nonchalantly walking through the door, just whistling jauntily, very happy with my haul, going, "Oh, it's been a lovely haul. Nothing bad's happened here yet. How are we all doing here? Anyone found anything fun?"
It was just on a fishing trip by himself.
Pretty much.
He's got his Urgold for the day. He's happy.
Yeah. I walk in and sense the tension. And,
Cracking his flask open.
That's it.
Where? I think as you say that, Sichuan, you all suddenly hear sound of rumbling approaching. And I think, Dreadbark, maybe you on top of the tank and being the tallest, have sight to the area around you. And suddenly, as if out of nowhere, on these hillocks appear Warplock Jezzail wielding Skaven weapons teams. And rolling between the hillocks comes Doom Wheels.
Oh no!
Awful, but
Oh, you dirty rat bastards! Go on and get some!
Dirty rat bastard.
So, the way this is going to work is you are free to keep looting the black cog.
I sense her gold again.
The previous things still are needed. Doing an awareness action to find something specific, or you can just start carrying crates. Just the first ones that you see. There's about 8 crates overall. You've got one on the trailer. Gulben's got one of them, so it's 6 others you could get if you want. But it does mean that Beetle will have to stay where it is.
Hey, please.
Yes.
Given that Dreadbark was very specifically pivoting the turret and looking all around for any approaching enemies as much as possible, can I have a free shot?
No, sir.
Are we inside? Are we quite in depth? Are we in the bowels of the ship? Can you actually see that wrecked? We can literally see out, or is it? I kind of thought.
So the black cog zone is half cover.
Oh, so it's
Doom Wheels.
Yeah, so if you're within the wreckage,
The rest of the map.
if you are in the black cog wreckage, you're in half cover. These 2 zones, sorry, three zones where the trench is, that is half cover, but it's also difficult terrain as it's kind of boggy trench.
Boggy trench.
Boggy trench. If you're in the same zone as Beetle, but you're on the outside, that is half cover, as you use it as moving cover, like is traditional with armored transports. And then the ruins on top of the hills are also half cover.
Sorry, the Beetle is half cover, is it? Or
Yeah, if you're standing in the same zone as it. If you're inside, it's full cover.
What conclusion do we come to with the crate of genocide machine? Not that it matters, but obviously I wasn't involved in it.
Let's go look it up, I guess.
They can load it up.
Well,
I will bravely retreat to the Beetle to a position of being able to still see outside.
Okay.
Can I shout at Tegan to help start getting boxes? We're not going to plan on moving it, are we? We're just going to pick up all the boxes.
Okay.
Wait, I'm just trying to strategize.
It's Midnight Sun's turn.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking.
What cards has he drawn?
Who I can knock into which bit?
How many
So
heroes?
we're moving,
Full of I'm thinking cards.
Yeah.
so we're moving from this zone into this zone, aren't we? These tokens are snipers. I assume that stands to
Yes.
what they actually are. Lovely.
Yes.
I'm trying to think where we're most. I guess we're most vulnerable in here. No, I'll bravely, boldly, heroically, some might say, I will stay in the wreckage and try and provide some kind of tornado cover as we move crates to the
Okay.
to the Beetle.
So is it a move to get into the zone and then another to get into the tank, or?
No. You can move within the zone like normal. It's a free move. But as I said before, if you're body 2 to 3, you are slow instead of normal, which means it takes you an action as well as your movement to move from the ship to the tank zone.
Alrighty.
So it sounds like you move the tank to face towards the oncoming Dune Wheels.
That would make sense, but only Tegan's in it so far, right?
He's helping Klaus get crates.
So who's moving the tank?
Are we all starting the zone in the ship?
I think you were all like, yeah, you two were
We're all
in
in the ship then.
the ship.
Oh, did Dreadbark never come in? Was he still in the...
No, Dreadbark's still on the gun turret.
Oh, I thought you were having a conversation at some point about the...
I think you were
Oh,
from
fair enough.
adjacent zones. I think it's fine.
I think I've got a very different, in my head, think about what it is.
Gold.
No, I mean...
Walls between the zones.
Well, no, in my head, I just had like the... What was it called? The Black Rock from Lost, which is quite a big ship. And it's quite, you can get quite lost in the bowels of it. It's very much light wood
Think
around
more about
the
the Black Hawk from.
Black Hawk Down.
Oh, what's it? Oh,
That's... Did you know that's actually a very similar name to this campaign?
yeah.
Right.
Okay, that's a good point.
It is
Fine.
initiative Dwarden
Right.
as per.
Put up a fantastically defensive tornado hurricane around the zone around the black cog. Down.
Loggers.
Costs with 1 action and 1 metal, so that's all up and running. So no shots inside, and obviously people trying to move have to have a motion test coming in. That's all good, and then I will. What's everyone doing? So everyone's moving shit, or actually, I have Dreadbark's on the cannon. I'll use my Saga of Enmity, I think, to buff our accuracy. I think because that will probably be quite helpful. I have a feeling. So yeah.
Go back
So
running
I'm-
the main gun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think he would have moved to the main gun, given that he didn't know when the rest of the...
How does Dreadbark feel about using big cannons as like humans?
Frankly, I don't want to answer that question, because
Not the time to think, is it?
mechanically, I think it would be really shit if Dreadbark just stood next to the cannon and shot his bow.
Well, you know.
The big doom wheels.
Oh wait, no, it's only my zone, isn't it? So I can't buff Dreadbark over there. And everyone else is moving
Ever
shit,
even
right?
consider metagaming in a tabletop role-playing game, but
In this instance, the big tree like the big gun. We should get more of these, you guys.
Everyone else is moving crates, right?
Presently.
Okay, cool. So I'm trying to think some of my buffs don't really help.
Should get Vargi to put some attachments on your bow.
the other thing is that
Kurnoth Hunter.
Dreadbark is currently in like a grief-fueled malaise that is rather twisting his like values and decision-making. So I feel like the chance to blow up a bunch of Skaven, like Sylvaneth normally hates Skaven, like
Yeah.
with more kind of racial prejudice than they can normally muster for most races. So really, a really good opportunity for Dreadbark to
Oh,
blow
yeah.
up some
Solid
steam.
headcanon.
It's a whole, team building catharsis.
Yep.
Yep. Right, so Sichuan,
yeah,
you've done the tornado on the zone.
Yeah, a hurricane. There's so much else I can do, really. I could melt the fucking weapon.
Pick up a box.
Yeah, but now I've cast.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you're quite strong. You're not strong.
No, I'm not.
How many metal was that spell?
I just 1 metal, so I got 1 metal left.
Yeah, so you could use your you can use your normal action and your move to carry another crate, and you've still got a metal left.
No, because we decided to use action to cast.
Oh,
spell,
yes,
the
of
actual
course.
metal spell,
So you could use your
action.
movement and your metal remaining
Okay.
to do a crate.
Well, this is good actually. 'Cause, I mean, right. Tell me about this reading. The hurricane spell. It says. It sounds like it might move with me.
Copy paste into the chat.
It's says red attack aimed at targets within your zone automatically miss if they're outside your zone.
Okay, yes,
Can
it
enter
does.
your zone. So it sounds very much so. So that's so I'll cast it and move with them, and we'll have.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
so,
great.
So the tornado is.
It's a hurricane. It's a hurricane.
It's a hurricane. And you're the eye.
Yes, I am the eye.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I am the eye.
So, Vargi then.
Vargi picks up a crate, moves to the next zone, and puts it in the trailer.
All right. Was that Gulben's crate?
Yes. Better that it's with us in the tank.
Okay, so you've got Gulben's, you've got the Urgold crate, and you've got miscellaneous crate.
Yeah. Cool.
Good. So initiative 5, Klaus.
I pick up a crate, move the crate to the tank.
Okay.
Start the whole turn, or can I use the level 2?
Because Tegan was helping you, you're...
Oh, Tegan was helping him, was he?
Well, he asked him.
Not his brother.
So that only cost you your move, so you've actually got your action and metal left.
That's very nice. It's Vargi, because I spoke to him like his father. I slipped into his native tongue. I was like, "Hey Tegan, how about you come help your father with moving some boxes?"
Yeah, that is definitely how you ingratiate yourself with people from other ethnicities.
But also Gulben sounds like he's from Yorkshire, so...
I thought he was Irish. What the hell?
No, Gulben's from Yorkshire, and Tegan is Irish. It makes sense somehow. I think Tegan's basically been like seconded to the Ironwood Arsenal for most of his life, like young adult life. So,
I guess I can't cast my shield on the tank, right? Because it says it targets a creature.
yes, that would be correct.
In that case,
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know
there's
why
a
would.
creature in the. I mean, in my head canon, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense to me as well. I mean, it's described as a large vehicle. Well, they didn't have vehicles in the core book, so... Yeah, why not?
Alright, well in that case,
Maybe-
shield tank.
I mean, maybe it's pretty OP, but... We'll find out.
Meanwhile, whoa,
It's shielded forever.
Yeah, so if it's OP, then we'll not find out otherwise.
I can use the metal for another spell, right?
Yep.
I'll harass the Giselles. Every damaging spell I roll is low.
That is unfortunate, yeah. It does go off though. Unfortunately, they have 1 armor, as usual. So nothing happens.
What?
Nada.
So I need to. So you're up to 4 crates now on the wagon wheels.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Well, it is the Doom Wheels, Initiative 5.
Oh.
Don't feel great about that.
So, I mean, it's actually quite interesting. I didn't realise that Doom Wheels are literally just mouse wheels, but massive.
Yep.
So there are like
that's
loads
hilarious. Now you mentioned it. I never even thought about that. Yeah, that's...
There are
running a
like
bunch of
in the
skating
artwork you can see there are little rats in the wheel running.
Yes, no, I remember that because I remember painting them when I painted
Yeah.
them. I painted the two.
I don't know who operates the big guns on the side, though.
Yeah.
The little rats.
Well, they're sort of piloted by a warlock engineer. And it's quite funny because he's doing the weapons and the steering, but he can choose to not steer and shoot more, which they obviously would do. Also, I need to, at the start of each turn, I need to roll 1d6 to determine the speed of the rats.
Oh, gee, up there.
Okay, that's a slow one, and a really fast one. Okay. So these two are slow, so they have to take their whole action just to move into the next zone. But I believe their weapons are on a medium range, so actually not in range. But this one, which is going swift, I don't even know how many zones that is. 2 more than normal.
Hey, oh my god.
So Mikey, what can I do? What in terms of shooting can I do
Nothing.
to the
Nothing.
hurricane?
You can't do nothing. That's why it's so fucking good.
Okay, well,
Ranged attacks. I mean, this is interesting. I
yeah.
guess because it says ranged attacks aimed at targets within your zone automatically miss if they originate outside your zone. It seems to imply that if you'd like bombard the area, they wouldn't miss. If you know what I mean? If you had like a mortar, I guess it says aimed at targets. But yeah, if you aim at a target to try and hit, you will miss.
Yeah.
Or if that's what your group needs to do.
Okay, well,
Makes sense.
the Doom Wheel is going to try and get into your zone.
So weird. It's such a strange thing because it makes it like a creature trying to get in the kind of soul devotion, but like a wheel, you'd think you'd just be able to, like if you just put it, you just zoom and you just stop. Fuck it. This is what it says. Yeah, soul determination test. You have to make against my soul devotion.
Is there any size? Does size change anything, or is it any creature?
No, but it's weird, right? You would think that like you would think it would
A massive vehicle
like,
could go through a hurricane.
Yes, but no.
So
Isn't it testing the pilot of the vehicles? Like
That's why because it's soul. It's magic, right? So I guess it's not really about necessarily
Sorry.
about the actual things. No, that's what I always think. But it is weird because his soul might not be able to. But if he just put the thing and fucking put a brick on the pedal and just put his hands up, like
yeah.
his determination doesn't really like. It's interesting, but no, hey man, the rules say it. So yeah.
I mean, do we as a group want to say that vehicles can move through the hurricane?
No, we do not. Because it's my one fucking thing I can do. I got nerfed last year, whereas I can only do like one thing a turn. So
if you protect the party from 8 Skaven weapons teams, that's pretty good.
Look.
I don't think they're expecting you to keep giant doom wheels out of the zone.
Yeah, to be fair, right.
Are you
I don't know how to work. It says additionally, creatures can't enter your zone. So they could theoretically bomb the fucking thing at us, but no, the creatures would get kind of pushed off it as it comes through.
If
If they don't pass the test.
If they've got a grey sit, can't they like make a test to break the channeling or break the
Well,
tornado or something?
they can
If
if
they
you're
shoot it
if you're
enough,
if
they
you're on
can
their
make
side.
a hole in it temporarily.
There's only a warlock engineer, but I think we should say that it blocks creatures, not multi-ton vehicles.
Sure, but I would say the creatures get pushed off it as the wheel goes through it if they can't pass the test. Absolutely, unless they're like welded into it.
Skaven-nado.
Skaven-nado.
Then you could deploy it as it could run into us. You could leave it to run into us, but I think if they don't pass, they get kind of buffeted back.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Roll me your because what does it have to beat?
You have to roll a soul determination test opposed to my soul devotion.
So roll your soul devotion, and we'll see how strong that is, and we'll see how many rats you blow out of the doom wheel.
A soul devotion. I'm saying for. 2 successes.
Okay, so the warlock engineer. I'm going to need his actual sheet, annoyingly. Bear with.
Sorry for having to deal with stats and stuff in a RPG about
that. Oh god, it's not even in this book. It's in the Blackened Earth book.
The library.
Skaven. Warlock Engineer. Okay, they have no skills and he has 1 soul. So let's see if I can. Okay.
No, you can't roll 2 with 1.
That is correct. No, I cannot. Okay, fine. So let's say. Oh, I don't have a stat for this actually. I think I wrote this down because I'm such a fucking good game designer. Right.
I wrote down this great stat about hurricanes. They actually have +10 against hurricanes.
I even accounted for this.
Of course you did.
And if your players also do stupid spells, you can also find solutions to run this game in the PDF.
That was a miracle for a start, mate. So.
Right. So
Got him.
they.
The clue is the word a miracle. Right? We're like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. It's a miracle.
Oh, you churn out 20 miracles a day like some sort of street peddler.
Look, when Jesus cured leprosy,
It was a miracle.
Yeah, but that didn't happen though, did it? That's the other issue.
Okay,
yeah, Alex,
so
like water to wine, all about that, huh?
it gets in the zone, and
What gets in the zone?
eight clan rats fly out into the hurricane.
Scavenado.
Scavenado. But it is now in the zone, and it will.
I don't enjoy the literally. It's just. How many clan rats were on the fucking thing?
Some.
So, oh, some. What about the Warlock Engineer then, who didn't make it through? Then where's he?
He's obviously in
Mikey.
he's obviously in a much more protected.
Whose side are you on?
I'm the side of playing the game.
The game says they can't come in, so you know.
I can't even see the Walk Engineer on the picture, so I'm assuming he's in a much more secure harness situation, so he doesn't accidentally fall out when it's rolling all over the place.
I imagine that he's on the top of it, riding it with reins, like a mad bull or something.
I believe, yes, I agree. In which case he'd be blown straight off it.
So who's on the outside of the tank?
See,
We were loading up. I assumed we were loading up inside the tank, but it's an outside trailer.
Yeah.
I think we're all outside of it.
All right.
Moving within the zone is a free action, of course. So Vargi's in the tank, where he plans to end his. Well, no, because he wanted to shoot the guns after he's done some loading.
Yes. Okay.
So that would have been his.
Okay. So who is outside of the tank? Anybody? Own up.
Yeah, the other one is, right? Apart from Dreadbark.
Dreadbark was on the cannon and kept patiently waiting to fire the cannon.
Very patiently.
I'm in very close range now, so it should be fine.
Klaus, are you outside or inside the tank?
Outside.
Okay. And Sichuan, are you outside or inside the tank?
Yeah, if I was loading, I'd load the crate up in the trailer, wherever, yeah, probably everyone else, pretty much, don't we?
Okay. Well, prepared to get run over by a big doom wheel.
Surely we're on the other side of the tank to the doom wheel.
Yeah, but it's in your zone.
Theatre of the mind.
Theatre of the squashed Mikey P. Right, so you need reflexes. I mean, he's got a pretty crap roll, to be fair.
A retreat.
Can I
Three
posit
doom wheels, man.
can I posit that he finds the test more complicated because of the hurricanes he had to go through and somehow managed to fucking walk his way through?
What's your defense? Average?
Mine is
Yeah.
average.
Okay, let me just double check. Weapons, vehicles in combat. I know that when you're a pilot, when you're a driver, you can do the crushing thing. It's reflexes. Okay, cool. Okay, so that is. Then we'll get this eventually.
Well,
4 plus 2 is 6.
yes. That checks out.
And I've got cleave as well, which so it's 6 damage to you, sir.
To me.
Yeah, and then cleave is, I think it means that you just hit other people on a 6 nearby, right?
What's happening is this just a doom wheel
Running
not
you
a person
over.
attacking. So the doom wheel has cleave. It's like an effect on it.
Yeah, it's basically trying to run you over. So it's as it runs you over, it does 6 damage, and then it's got 2 6s. So I think that's the cleave damage. That's 2 damage to you, Klaus. And then it will do 2 damage to Beetle, but I believe Beetle has.
So wait, everyone who was arguing it could come in is unscathed, but the one person who was trying to protest and use the rules for it couldn't has been absolutely fucked up. Cool.
Well, I use my power of foresight and clairvoyant to
Use your eidetic memories.
yes, to see into the future. That's just
That's
how
what-
I
that's
read
what memory
so well. I read the future in that.
All right. Well, actually,
It's the dawn of time.
Genius.
yeah, we actually run over. I didn't realise we've run over 10 o'clock, so we have to pick
not,
up.
Not only just my key, but over time.
Oh,
Really.
what a
We'll have to
Yeah,
settle
we
this.
leave early,
Oh
but
yeah.
it was really
well, I've
So
got
it's
some
kind
research
of like
to do into how I
settled
directly
in for the
interact with
ride.
vehicles.
You'll get to fire the big guns next time.